It's the best interview in baseball presented by Corona, and we are pleased to be joined by Paul Goldschmidt of the New York Yankees. That was back on March 29th versus Milwaukee, part of two different games this season in which you guys hit 3 consecutive home runs to begin a game. That's an MLB record. What is going on? Is hitting just contagious, or are you guys all eating the same pregame snack?
I don't know what it is. We got to keep doing it, but, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely pretty cool. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, that first one was the first time I ever let off. I was like, all right, we'll see what happens. And then 3 homers, 3 pitches. That was incredible. But the second one, though, I either punched out or grounded out as the 4th hitter up. So still cool, but not as cool for me.
Yeah, then it doesn't get cool. It's like when your team scores like 10 in an inning. I remember we scored 11 and Trot Nixon made 2 outs in the same inning, and it wasn't that cool run out to right field. So there's always that. But that was pretty awesome because you don't ever see that. Before we get into baseball, I don't think people know that. Like, you came to Austin last year. Your Formula One, they got in Austin, they got that big race there, and then you and your dad and your brothers came out to the club. I couldn't play; I was hurt. I think I had plantar fasciitis other than a cast.
What?
But I want to talk about your golf game. I want to talk about your golf game before we get into this baseball stuff and your race car kind of love for that.
Yeah, I did okay. I beat my brothers that weekend and my dad, so that was a good weekend. Yeah, they got me over Christmas break a little later, so it's always a good friendly competition. But that was a lot of fun, and got to go out there and root on McLaren. McLaren's the Formula One team I root for, with Zach Brown running the show over there. He is a big Cardinals fan, so I got to meet him when we went to London, and those guys are having another great year this year. And yeah, I love to play golf. I'm not very good, but it's fun to go out there and hang with the boys.
I do want to say thank you very much, by the way. It was as pros a move I've ever received. I mean, because, we're always, as players, you're just like, yeah, no problem, this and that. And there was a handwritten letter, Ryan and Sierra, from Paul saying thank you so much for the day. And it was as pros it gets, handwritten. This wasn't like agent, and then my assistant to the assistant. It was from Paulie. It was awesome, a little gift certificate to a great steakhouse. And I want to say thank you for that, because that was as pros it gets, Paulie.
Yeah, well, you took care of us, so I just wanted to, share my appreciation, and, I owe you one.
Okay, Kevin, how is Paul Goldschmidt's penmanship?
You know what? Wonderful. But I feel like Paul and I are brothers anyways, because Coach Bouchon, who coaches my kids in Select, is like Paul Goldschmidt, the biggest fan ever. And so we'd always talk about Paulie every weekend, good days, bad days, and most of it's always good because he rakes. But I've always felt this connection with you with Coach Boo.
Yeah, Boo was my head coach in college. That was a while ago, but, still in that Austin area, and, a lot of connections there, still in Texas, and a great guy, and, love coming down and hanging out with you too.
Dude, Paul, I want to get back into this car racing stuff because I'm an avid drive fast kind of guy. Well, at least I was in my years before I had 5 kids. It started with my parents' 72 Cutlass Supreme, later on to my own Mustang, and then a GS 400 Lexus, all kinds of stuff. What was your first car that you got that went really fast? I want to know this.
After I won the MVP in 2022, I ended up getting the Shelby F-150. And but I think I drive it slower than everyone else. I always got the kids in the back seat, just taking them to school. Speed limit's 30 miles an hour, but every once in a while I can let it rip on the highway or something like that.
Yeah, I like get into a stoplight with a fast car now that I'm older, and I look over, roll the window down, and I say, I won't, but if I could, I would, and I'd beat you. You just let them know.
Yeah, yes.
Hey, dude, speaking of life going fast, you're here now 15 years later, dude, and you're coming up on 2,000 games in the big leagues. You're approaching 2,000 games. For a guy drafted in the 8th round out of Texas State, how incredible of a journey, and what kind of advice do you have to young guys coming up? Because that's a remarkable achievement you're nearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had no idea. It's been amazing. I barely ever dreamt I'd even get to the big leagues, much less, have the career I've had. So I think every day I just try to be thankful, enjoy it, and then, for me, it's just always just that commitment. I just want to give it everything I have. That would be the advice as well. Obviously have fun, but just put everything you have into it. I still remember being in the minor leagues and, never thought I'd still be playing, and I just wanted to give it everything I had and just kind of see what happened, and it's the same attitude now. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't know what the rest of this year holds, and just really stay focused on just showing up every day, playing hard, trying to win, and just enjoy it. And here we are 14, 15 years later, and just still thankful to get to be playing baseball.
Amen.
Amen to that. Yeah,
Goldie, it's time for a Corona vibe check. How do you escape the daily grind on the field and unwind off of it?
Well, on the off days, I do like to play golf, although sometimes that just adds to the grind. So, we're not too smart, with that. But, that would probably be my favorite thing to do, and just spend time with my family.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Goldie, you're the ultimate pro. Everybody's played with you. I remember Clay Buckles telling me in Arizona you guys played, and there were some times that, you struggled, and he goes, bro, I saw him just put his helmet down, class every day, and just nothing, wore it, and that's like a true pro is holding that, you know what I'm saying? And we all just want to snap. I want to ask you, last time that you have snapped, that you smashed a helmet, broke a bat, I don't care if it's at Texas State with Boo in the backfield, in the minor leagues, when's the last time that Goldie's just lost it?
Definitely last year. In St. Louis, you could go down the stairs and kind of hide. Most big league ballparks, you can kind of disappear for a second, and nobody knows if we're just setting our helmet down or snapping. But every once in a while, you need to get snapped. But you can't let it happen too often, and it's got to be the right time, and depending on what's going on in the game. But sometimes you just got to let it out and then move on.
So good.
Goldie, thanks so much for joining us. It's a really big honor for me because I've been a fan of yours since I was cutting tapes back in Arizona as a production assistant. It's special, man.
He's the man.
It's special.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me. I love coming on. Obviously, Millar and I go way back, and whatever you guys need, I got you.
Yeah,
okay, I'll take 2 tickets. I'm just kidding.
I'm
Goldie,
sure we can.
thanks so much.
Somebody can make that
All right,
happen. Of course.
You're the best,
you,
bro. Thank you.
All right, see y'all.
Here with 4-time All-Star Dellin Betances. I mean, here going through the notes, 100-plus strikeouts in 5 straight seasons. Absolute workhorse, 90 innings pitched in 2014. How your arm feeling right now? You gonna be all right to pitch in the game?
Man, I'm excited. I haven't picked up the ball in probably 3 years, but I'm definitely excited. Once CC called me to participate in this, I couldn't say no, so I'm pumped.
See, that's one of the scariest things that Dellin could say is that I haven't picked up a ball yet. And everybody knows all the limbs going all over the place. You got somebody who can throw in the mid-90s, probably still throwing 90 miles an hour right now and haven't picked up a ball. That's the scariest thing you can say for a hitter right now.
That's exciting for me. Nobody comfortable in the box.
Exactly. That's what we want, man. We want to make sure we brush a couple people back, then throw a couple hammers, see how it feels.
I feel like I just want to make it clear. There's been some time we've done other shows together, and I talked a lot of trash about how you ducked me and how you were scared of me. I just want to let you know I was just playing.
This is our one chance to relive the moment. Let's make this happen. You just got to come up to the plate and see what happens.
When we looked at the rosters earlier, who would you say is the guy that you're most excited to face?
I'll probably say Ryan Howard.
Oh, here we go. Here's your squad right here.
So Ryan Howard is one guy. Yeah, I mean, if I get the chance to face Gary Sheffield, I mean, I used to emulate his batting stance, so that would be pretty sick. I grew up watching Gary Sheffield, I was a big fan of his, and so that'll be pretty sick if I get to face him. But I want to face you. That's who I want to face. You've been talking a lot of smack last couple of years.
We can make it happen.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.
I'll take my walk. No problem at all, man. No problem at all.
I might walk you. We better swing at least once or twice.
As a captain and manager, though, can you go multiple innings? What am I working with right now?
I think we short on pitching, man. I might have to go a couple innings.
You might have to go a couple. You might have to go multiple.
Hey, let's go. Let's do it.
Oh, man, I love it, man. On the baseball side, man, you're doing so much with Major League Baseball. I covered the Dream Series back in January. You were there making a difference. Every time I see a community event with MLB going on, I see your face there. What have you been doing with MLB? Where's your life right now?
So I've been with the Commissioner Ambassador program for the past couple of years, obviously getting a chance to continue to impact the game in different ways. And over the past, I would say last year, I did this fellowship program for about 6 months where I spent a couple months in different departments. I was with the baseball development side, which was Tony Regan's, and that's where I did some of the Breakthrough series, Dream Series, the Hank Aaron Invitational. So being able to just touch kids that kind of grew up the way I did and kind of share some knowledge and as they get closer to their dream being almost reachable, I'm just trying to impact them in different ways.
How have you found out how to translate your knowledge? Because you think of the game at a very high level, and then I'm seeing you at the Dream Series, and you're talking to sophomores in high school or juniors in high school. What is your best approach on how you translate the way you're thinking about pitching to the youth?
So for me, I try to pick their brain as much as I can. Obviously, I don't see these guys often, so when I'm there for 3 or 4 days, I don't want to be too mechanical with them. So I try to tell them, can you explain to me what you're trying to do in certain situations? Maybe look to throw this pitch in this site. So, if he wants to throw a breaking ball, aim at the left shoulder of the catcher if he's a righty. So little stuff like that I try to get in the area about. Not too much mechanics. I don't want them thinking about that when they're pitching.
And you being highly touted, being a high draft pick and, being a Vandy commit out of high school, you can speak to those kids too. And what advice do you give them, off the field stuff? Because I know you went through everything, on and off the field. I mean, being, like I said, being highly recruited, what are some of the things that you talk to them about, off the field?
Yeah, for me, looking at some of these kids, I feel like it reminds me of myself a little bit just because I grew up in the inner cities. I didn't have the opportunity some of these kids are having, which baseball is doing a great job of being able to provide these programs. But for me, it's just, letting them know that the dream is right there. You just got to continue to work hard, believe in your craft, and then don't let nobody kind of talk you down. Because growing up where I grew up, we felt like there was not many opportunities to get out from where we were from. So when you get that chance to do that and make an impact for your family, I think it goes a long ways. And I just try to, kind of give them encouraging words and advice as much as I can, just to continue to work hard. And, hopefully that dream of theirs to becoming a professional baseball player becomes real.
See, I got to say, man, I've seen him in action, bro. He a natural. Some guys have it and some guys don't. When he gets around the youth, he's one of those guys that's able to take it to their level, and they adore him no matter wherever you go, man. It's good to see.
Yeah, I got the chance to work with a couple young guys that got a chance to be dogs. I mean, Savion Sims, he throws like 98, and he's still a couple years away. So just being able to work with some guys like that, it's pretty cool, because then next thing you know, they're in the big leagues, and you get a chance to be like, man, I got the chance to spend a couple days with this guy.
Well, those young players that you're talking about, they're going to get the opportunity to see what you made of out at Rickwood Field. So hopefully they're going to tune in, or they're going to make sure to make a drive out to Birmingham to see if you
I'm facing you, I got a good chance.
See if you really walk in like you're talking. But we look forward to having you out there, man.